Each September, thousands gather on Ski Beach in Ventnor to enjoy the best seafood New Jersey has to offer. This is the Downbeach Seafood Festival. Here, coastal farmers and seafood curators alike gather with a common goal: to bring tide to table and elevate the Jersey Shore's culinary scene. It's a mission that lasts all year. Today, the Downbeach crew heads to the back bays to explore a unique section of the Garden State and learn from two of the most passionate voices in the industry: Brian Harman of Cape Harbor Shellfish and Dakota Curran of Ludlam Bay Oysters. In the waters of the Delaware Bay, Brian Harman works with a network of small farms to produce more than 1 million oysters each year, in addition to keeping a legacy alive: the iconic Cape May salts.
We are excited to be out here on the farm because what we're looking at is actually the world famous Cape May salts. Brian, what's up, homeboy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Thanks for having us.
Glad you're out here.
Where the heck are we?
This is actually the exact site where Cape May salt oysters first began in 1997. What makes this spot so unique is it's an intertidal zone. Also sort of a mud flat situation, which is really rare. It enables us to use a method of growing called the French rack and bag system, which you see behind you. It's rebar racks that hold bags of oysters. This is an oyster bag up off the ground, so horizontally like this, and that keeps them up off the bottom, away from predators, in an area of the water column that has better flow, so they're getting food and nutrients that they need. Cape May salts are a Delaware Bay oyster. They're grown on the Cape Shore of the Delaware Bay, which is way farther south down the bay, and sort of tucked up against the Cape, from where the wild oysters of the Delaware Bay are grown. What makes this location special is the salt content. It's a salty location, so you got that nice brine, but you also have that fat, super plump meat. Like, look at this. The meat to shell ratio is pretty insane. It just fills the shell. There's not a whole lot of empty space in there. That's what you're after. And when you have that cup depth and you get a nice, fat plump meat in there, it's something really special. But on top of this salt, you have really like a notable sweetness. It's definitely a detectable sweetness.
Last year, Brian came to me and he said, hey, I want to do something big with oysters. I don't just want to, shuck oysters at a tent. I want to bring a bunch of farms in, and we want to create an oyster experience, hence the Oyster Tour of the Shore. And I want to say we went through that weekend like 30,000 oysters.
Now being able to, recognize good local product and actually put that in the hands of chefs, that don't even know this stuff is on the radar. Cape May salts people are familiar with, but some of the farms that you're going to see at Downbeach this year are not on people's radar. It's killer product, really nice oysters from small farms that, this is their job. This is what they do. It's their craft. They put, their blood, sweat, and tears into growing these oysters. This stuff that's coming out of Jersey now is going to be really recognized on the national level.
Further north, off the coast of Sea Isle in Ludlam Bay, chef-turned-farmer Dakota Curran offers both a different method and perspective. Alongside his brothers, he grows, harvests, and then hits the road to shuck directly to consumers, closing the gap between bay and bar, as he puts it.
We are jumping in the water with Ludlam Bay. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Good to be with you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, man. Thanks. You've been doing this with us for a minute.
Yep.
Downbeach Seafood Fest, Oyster Tour of the Shore, and then you also set up with your significant other. You're making grub, you're shucking oysters, you're doing a little bit of everything.
Yes, sir. So we like to spread the love.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So if you would notice and follow a lot of our Instagram, you'll see Dax at my house every so often. He's shucking oysters. Where are you? You're at Johnny's?
Yep, we're at Johnny's over at Ducktown. He always takes care of us. That's our day one guy. So we're usually there every other Sunday. Keep on social. So
that's it. Follow. Dak has been generous in letting us come out in his yacht, and we're going to kind of jump in the water and we're going to talk some oysters. Tell me about Ludlam Bay Oysters.
This is some of the best water up here to grow oysters. So we got about 50 acres around here, another 20 down that way. And we've been really pushing it, me and my brother Bryce. We're getting after it every day in the summer, you know, bringing those oysters fresh farm to the table, you know, usually always harvested within 24 hours. So this is the system that we came up with, which honestly I'm in love with. It gets constant water flow, the bags move themselves. We're putting floats on the bottom of these. So what's gonna happen is as the current comes in and out, we're gonna get constant movement of these oysters. And as you can see, there is some insane growth going on here. And it's just because of the constant water flow. You wanna get them tumbled, which they're doing themselves with the float. As it's moving, they're moving around in that bag, chipping away. And the more you chip, the deeper cup you get and the better oyster you end up with. I feel like it really does add to the flavor. I mean, I've never tasted an oyster that was similar to ours. You know, I've had 104 different kinds of oysters. I have the tags for over 90 of them. And it's so different than anything else. It's usually, if you have the umami flavor, you don't have that saltiness. If you get a buttery finish, it's usually not earthy at the same time. We have a lot of like contradicting flavors that blend together and come up for an unbelievably tasting. We're trying to work to get these oysters on the map, you know what I mean? I really think all Jersey oysters should be a little bit more known just countrywide. That's honestly our end goal here, is to get our oysters on menus all up and down the East Coast, on the West Coast, everywhere.
The oyster portion for me, you know, unfortunately it happened 10 years into the festival as a kind of a big piece, but it's always been a part of it. Oysters are, you know, and most, you know, shellfish are the foundation of kind of what we created. So it's awesome to have the opportunity to come out here, educate ourselves, and kind of do videos like this to show people what actually goes into it beyond, you know, the guy you see at the festival or at Johnny's or at Doc's shucking. I mean, there's so much that goes into, you know, bringing this little thing, you know, to your plate and having to slurp it.
The Downbeach Seafood Festival is your chance to taste it all, meet the people behind the plates, and discover everything our coast has to offer.